Chelsea and passionate support. Lee Probert now ready to get this FA Cup tie in motion. As Fernando Torres has the game's first touch, of course, for him another huge day, always given his huge fee and his reputation under the microscope. Here's Mata for Chelsea. He's been a FA Cup talisman so far, goals in every round so far for Mata. And there he is, RDM, the caretaker.
He can feel certainly pleased and proud of his achievements so far, but he knows until he delivers some silverware, no one's really going to take him seriously as a possible candidate for the new boss.
Here's Nugent up against Bosingwa. Now Mikel, the Nigerian, who is back in place of Michael Essien today. Essien, of course, still finding his way back in after his knee injury in pre-season. There goes Torres, holds off Neil Dans. Torres away from Wellens, who just caught him. It's a free kick for Chelsea in a good position.
Yeah, they won't be respecting the price tag, will they, Leicester City? They'll be all over him because he may not be in form, but you give him the chance, I dare say, and try and do the best with it.
One or two signs against Napoli that he was looking a little sharper, Fernando Torres. Didn't score, but certainly was much more lively than he has been in recent matches in that win over the Italians here on Wednesday night.
Sometimes his movement has been pretty good in previous games.
In by Raul Morel here for Chelsea, and there's Kasper Schmeichel with his first touch. Father Peter, a three-time FA Cup winner.
No pressure on the son then.
Kasper yet to make his Danish debut, and there, right on cue, the great, maybe the greatest goalkeeper of all time, Peter Schmeichel.
Oh, I don't know. Let's have an argument over that.
One of the best I've seen in my lifetime, that's for sure.
I'm not going to argue about one of the greatest goalkeepers of all time, but the best, I'm not sure.
Go on.
There's people like Dino Zoff, there's Gordon Banks, there's, may I dare say, Pat Jennings.
Absolutely, yeah. Schmeichel, Peter Schmeichel, certainly in recent years, one of the very best goalkeepers. Here's Wes Morgan for Leicester. Helped on here now towards Beckford. Does he get it away?
Yeah, there might be a little bit of unease. You know, Cahill and Ivanovic always seem to be playing with different partnerships at the back for Chelsea.
This is Sean St Ledger. Got a goal, his first for Leicester in round 5 at Norwich. That 2-1 win away at a Premier League club. With Dyer. Dyer's cross just knocked away by Raul Morel.
Well, if Bosingwa doesn't know a lot about Lloyd Dyer, he now knows that, yes, he is very quick off the mark.
And still here is Fernando Torres. Mata in the centre. It's one Mata for Chelsea. It's Mata still. Shot deflects and goes behind for the game's first corner.
Well, didn't quite get that ball in. I think he was stretching at it, Torres, to put that ball across for one Mata. You can see he gets around Bamba, does well just to keep him out of his legs. And then when Mata brings it back onto his right foot for a second touch, those white shirts drift back in.
Raul Morel's a goal scorer in the round 5 replay at Birmingham, but lots of talk he's unhappy with Andre Villas-Boas's departure, the Portuguese midfielder.
Should be unhappy with his barber.
Here comes that corner, and they're queued up here for Chelsea, and the header in the end is over the top. Torres got the connection on that.
You just see, breaks away. Just a little nudge there on the back of Konchesky. I think the referee's seen it.
Chelsea held here by second-tier Birmingham in round 5. And they last lost a home FA Cup tie to lower league opposition way back in 1991 when Oxford United under Brian Horton won here by 3-1.
That's ancient history. That was when I was playing.
Here's Bertrand in place of Ashley Cole today into Salomon Kalou. Kalou now for Mikel. Raul Morel for Chelsea. Sturridge, and here's Raul Morel via Mata. Gets back to Nugent now. Leicester can be in business. Here's Richie Wellens. Bosingwa intervenes. Bosingwa's cross. Torres. By Wes Morgan. Chelsea keep the pressure on here now with Salomon Kalou. Kalou still. As Morel's behind him. Mikel also. Now Mata. And Mata's cross. And It's knocked away there by St Ledger.
And it's Gallagher back there tidying up. I just think with Kalu, you can see him twisting and turning, trying to get around St Ledger. And he's just wondering, natural centre-half St Ledger, will he feel comfortable in that right-back position?
Leicester's last game was a good win over Birmingham in midweek. That ended a run of 2 successive defeats before that. They are on the fringe of the playoff chasing pack. Gallagher through here now to find Dyer. In the centre, both Beckford and Nugent have arrived. Konchesky, his cross looking for Nugent. Picked up here by Neil Dans.
Just the one hand, I think, is his explanation.
Nigel Pearson's second spell now as the Leicester boss in the team with Middlesbrough, which faced Chelsea and Roberto Di Matteo in the FA Cup final of '97.
42 seconds.
Yeah, 42 seconds, I was about to say. Yeah,
it was done and dusted, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, at that point, the quickest ever Wembley FA Cup final goal from Di Matteo.
Well, I'll tell you what, they sell out Petr Cech then. When Ivanovic slides that back, no one creates the angle for him.
It's Kalu.
Young Bertrand there does not offer Ivanovic the solution. He's got a problem, he's facing 2 white shirts. Just drop back, give him that option to slide the ball out. Otherwise you're losing the possession with the last man.
John Terry not even among the players on the bench, maybe carrying a knock. He came off, of course, against Napoli in that game here on Wednesday. Lampard is on the bench.
You and I were discussing just pre-kick-off, the next 3 games to Chelsea, if this one isn't big enough, are enormous.
Yes, they go away on Wednesday in the league to Manchester City, then a home game with Spurs, then Benfica in Lisbon, their next 3 games. It's a huge week or 2 for Chelsea.
Well, if you're meant to be a big club, aren't you meant to be playing in big games?
Absolutely, of course, the last English team in Europe this season. This is Neil Dans. Dans hit long, tries to get Beckford's pace in there for Leicester. Might do now via Raul Morel's heavy touch. Beckford, 5 FA Cup goals so far this season. Comes back to Paul Gallagher. Beckford again now for Leicester City. Jermaine Beckford twists and turns. Still dancing away here. He's just got away there from Bertrand as well, but Chelsea have the bodies and presence to wrestle the ball free.
Beats himself for me. How dangerous a game did Chelsea want to play in their own 18-yard area?
Well, Torres here lost the ball in his own final third. It's St Ledger now for Nugent. Nugent's cross comes off Cahill corner.
I expect a few harsh words to be spoken right now in that back line. Something along the lines of get rid, but this, when he's facing up Morales, there is contact, but is it? Beckford trailing his leg.
Well, the goal here against Birmingham came from a corner. Leicester's first corner of this FA Cup tie is one which Paul Gallagher will look to send in here.
It's fair to say that isn't the one they practiced during the week.
2 flat, didn't beat the first man. Morelj away now for Chelsea.
Just a bit flat now. Nigel Pearson will be hoping that he can find some dominance, because he's going to need to, because Chelsea should really have a majority of possession and an ascendancy in this game. But if they're going to defend like that with possession in their own 18-yard area, you're just going to invite Leicester onto you.
St Ledger back in favour with Leicester. He had a bust up with the manager at the turn of the year. Here's Neil Dans now. Dans onto Beckford, and Beckford will go for goal as well, and it's not that far away.
Not quite sure Beckford's first touch was his best, but it's a driving run from Neil Dans. Eats that space up very quickly. Beckford pulls away. Just there, that first touch doesn't clear it out from his feet for me well enough. But you can see why he scored goals. He's got a good eye for it.
All 5 cup goals at the King Power Stadium this season. 3 against Forest, a hat-trick in round 3, and then against Swindon a brace.
Well, what is his stat for the cup overall? Is it?
He scored 11 goals this season, 5 FA Cup goals, only 6 league goals. But his FA Cup record is 14 goals in the last 15 FA Cup ties.
Fair to say he likes the tournament.
Absolutely. Of course, 2 years ago, got their winner for Leeds at Old Trafford in round 3.
That is an incredible record, 14-15, for any striker.
Here's Kalu. Kalu against Ledger here.
Does well. You can see that's a great camera angle. You can see how Kalu stops and starts. And defenders hate that. Just burns through your thighs when they come at you like that.
Bertrand now for Mikel. Bands gives him not a moment's peace on the ball there, the Nigerian. And then Cahill, just nicked there by Jermaine Beckford.
Wasn't going to let him take it quickly, was he? No matter what.
Well, Chelsea post Villas-Boas played 3-1-3 in 3 different competitions. Scored 7, just 1 goal against. There's the Gökhan Inler goal here for Napoli in midweek.
Nearly spoilt the party.
Of course, those 3 tie-saving goals, all scored by the old guard on Wednesday.
There's no got time off for good behaviour. But like we say, they've got big games coming up, Chelsea. You need to manage your assets.
Here goes Fernando Torres, one of those assets. Torres away from Bamba, and then it comes off Konchesky behind for a corner.
Now, does Bamba have a tug on Torres' shirt there? Because if he does, striker does well not to go down in the box. 2 powerful, strong defenders there in Bamba and Morgan for Leicester.
Mata with the Chelsea corner. In by Mata. Cahill arriving on this! Gary Cahill has scored for Chelsea. It's his first goal for the club. And the T-shirt with the message of the weekend. Play for Fabrice Luamba.
Well, the symbolism is not missed on those who understand the former teammate of Fabrice Luamba's. I hope the referee doesn't throw a yellow card at him and there's an understanding. Attacks the ball well. We know he attacks the ball well. Look at him just get himself, and he comes in, gets up, makes sure the contact is there. And it's difficult as a defender, once you're facing your own goal, to try and get a jump that gets you high. What do you do if you're Kasper Schmeichel, apart from pick it out the net? Not a lot you can do.
He scored 2 goals for England this season. That's his first for Chelsea. Gary Cahill off the mark in his 8th game in Chelsea blue. But the ex-Bolton Wanderers defender with that significant T-shirt, that significant message for a former teammate. This is Konchesky for Leicester, who now have to respond to Dyer.
Conversation between RDM and the 4th official. Is he going to tell him, don't let him do that again?
Michael Jones is the 4th official today, by the way. Here's Jermaine Beckford for Leicester towards Gallagher. And now goes Sean St Ledger. Cahill comes across doing his defensive duty. Kalu. Away. Past Wellens, who likes a tackle, the former junior with Manchester United.
Diplomatically put.
He's the enforcer really in this Leicester midfield, Richie Wellens, now 31. And the leagues a bit with the likes of Blackpool and Oldham and Doncaster.
You won't be calling him young Richie Wellens then.
Sturridge, and this is Mata against Sol Bamba. Mata. Sturridge here, super play, Sturridge still off the line from Mata, and Chelsea so close there to a 2nd goal inside 15 minutes.
Yeah, Bamba gets dragged right out, doesn't he, by Mata, gets a big gap there in behind, and when Sturridge does brilliantly to get in behind, I just thought, slide it across, don't go greedy, just slide it across, but in the end, Leicester back in numbers.
Stays 1-0, here's Raul Morelge for Chelsea, on to Mikel. Comes to just keep a check on him. Bertrand. And Bertrand's cross too high for Torres. Konchesky with a header behind the corner. No shout there maybe from Kasper Schmeichel.
Yeah, mind you, sometimes a crowd like this, you can shout all you like, no one hears you. Here you see Sturridge just whizzes past him, such quick feet. There, the ball was across. The window opened up, had to be taken quickly. You see those blue shirts. Chelsea have got numbers, good numbers in the box.
The last Mata corner brought the breakthrough goal, the first for the club for Gary Cahill. And towards Cahill again. This time it's met by the head of Wes Morgan.
Boy Dyer unable to toe end it in the general direction of Nugent.
Chelsea have reached the semi-finals in 4 of the last 6 seasons. And 1 defeat to a lower division team in the FA Cup in the Abramovich era. That was staged at Barnsley at Oakwell 4 years ago. The goal from Coyote Odejayi that day up in Yorkshire. Some legends. It's on by Wellens here.
That's good football from Leicester.
Gallagher. In the centre, Beckford is the lone man in the white shirt.
As you can see there, with Kalou doubling up on Bertrand, they force Gallagher inside, gets congested, and they lose the momentum.
Konchesky, Dans. That's Wes Morgan, 10 years in the first team with his hometown club Nottingham Forest before his move to Leicester in January. This is Paul Gallagher. Gallagher's cross. And Chelsea clear.
And that's what I was trying to highlight before the kick-off. Gallagher in behind, trying to expose any frailty in Bertrand for servicing for Beckford.
Here's Sol Bamba. Breaks now to Beckford and then Dyer for Konchesky.
Wow, he just sets Basinga up for a challenge there, doesn't he? Gives the defender every incentive to come through. Having a little spell, Leicester. And as we know, when you do get these phases of play where you're territorially pushing in and you get possession, you've got to come away with something.
Konchesky's throw towards Nugent. The boot was high, but the head was low. Now Torres through the gearbox, looks to get away from Wellens here. In the centre, he's got support here. It's Kalou. It's a second Chelsea goal inside 18 minutes. And Leicester's road back now is a long and difficult one.
We've seen before, slide run inside like that. Torres, as you said, opens up the gearbox, floors it, and he's gone. I think Wellington's he's done well to stay on the pitch with him. Kalou's first touch has to bring it across the defender, and as such, he doesn't get phased, he doesn't get bulked. Little head up from Torres, look, just brings it across the defender and slides it. That's guided into the side netting in the corner. That is a very comfortable and good finish from Kalou.
4th goal of the season in all tournaments for Salomon Kalou. Chelsea now with 2 goals cushion and looking good now for a Wembley return in the FA Cup semi-final. Konchesky now for Dyer from Leicester. You have to find a response pretty quickly. Lloyd Dyer for Paul Gallagher. Gallagher still over the bar.
Bit more of a hit and hope, isn't it? You can see it sit on him. In other words, don't get opened up, don't get stretched. Here, Gallagher just cuts back inside, thinks better of it, just steers that past Pedicek in his goal. The shake of the head, the body language, they know. They haven't got 20 minutes on the clock yet and they're 2-0 down. Let's go back a couple of weeks when AVB's in charge. Would you have had this scenario in your mind? Would have been a million miles away. Such negativity.
Gary Lineker, ex of Leicester, of course. Leicester born as well.
No sleep, is he?
I think he might be tweeting. He's a big user of Twitter these days, is Gary Lineker.
We'll say that then. He's not nodded off.
Now is Dans. The point made Gary is very fair. He was doing the game against Birmingham here when Chelsea were frankly awful in the first half. Villas Boas, one of his last games in charge. That's a much different, much more re-energised team.
And don't forget, 7 changes from the team that started in midweek in Napoli. So we've got what we expect at Chelsea, depth of quality in the squad. And now there's this renewed vigour, this vibrance about them. And It's no surprise fans have picked up on it.
Ivanovic hit long here for Sturridge, who shows great control here. It's Daniel Sturridge. It's across the face of goal. Maybe a hit of a handball there is the point the Leicester players make, I think.
There's another point being made, and that by big by F. Torres Esquire, who said, just cut it back. This touch is... Oh, come on, I'm not going to bore us seeing that. And then Torres, look, drops back, wants that ball, just tapped in his... And Sturridge is locked and loaded in his own mind. He's got nothing else going on but back of the net. He's slippery. He is slippery and quick, Daniel Sturridge.
But you're right, Torres there was poised, wasn't he, in a prime position to end that 24-hour playing time goal drought. I was here when they put 5 past Genk when Torres got his last goal back in October. This is Mata. It's Ryan Bertrand in the centre. Torres is waiting again. It's with Juan Mata. Mata away from St Ledger. Mata's crossed. Torres the target here. Here's Raul Morel's. Bosingwa high and hopeful. Mata keeps him live sensationally. In goes the cross for Torres. Straight at Schmeichel.
Talk about Sturridge and his touch. Mata's touch there. A little bit fortunate, but nonetheless delightful. Does Torres do anything wrong? Not really. Heads it down. Can't get a lot of power in it because it's dipped up. Just got to keep putting yourself in a position where you can score and hope the ball falls to you.
It'll come, but just when is the big question.
You and I and everybody else has asked.
Here's Bosingwa pressured by Dave Nugent. Stays in play, but Nugent is there to win the ball. Heads in towards Beckford here. Comes back to Neil Dans for Leicester. Now Paul Gallagher. Dans tees up Wellens and Konchesky. Another good spell of Leicester possession here in the Chelsea half. Wellens across to St Ledger. That possession spell ends. There is Wes Morgan. St Ledger again for Leicester. Paul Gallagher. Gallagher's cross, Kunic.
And they push their full-back Konchesky and St Ledger forward, Leicester, and that will leave them vulnerable.
And here's the case in point as Mata will this time settle for the throw-in.
And you can see it's a desperate header back from St Ledger.
Mata. Now it's Kalu and Juan Mata. Mata with goals in every round of this FA Cup so far this season. Comes now to Mikel. Torres. Mata. Fernando Torres. Fernando Torres! Denied by Schmeichel this time.
Is Schmeichel going to have one of those days where he doesn't allow Torres to score? Whatever. But this, just a little flashback of what we know El Nino can do. Bit of confidence, bit of belief. That's what you want to see in the striker.
Getting closer, perhaps.
It's today the day.
Is this corner the situation for Chelsea and Torres? Here comes that latest Chelsea corner. Knocked away by Dyer. Now the break is on with Nugent for Leicester. The head Beckford. Arriving now Dyer and Konchesky as well. Lloyd Dyer for the Foxes of Leicester City. Tees up Wellens. Richie Wellens, not a regular scorer of goals, just one so far this season.
Here you can see the touch from Mata, look, just drifts around. And because he just dinks it up, there's not a lot of power in the ball. And this touch again, just gets it away from St Ledger. Just dollies that up, and Torres is on a standing jump and got to generate his own power. Do you say he could have steered it past Schmeichel? You can be picky if you want.
Knocked away there by St Ledger here. It's Dyer for Leicester. Kalu picks his pocket now. It's with Juan Mata. Chelsea in the mood so far in this first half. 2 goals and counting to the good. Raul Morel's. You can almost see game by game that belief beginning to course back through Chelsea veins, can't you? Here's Cahill. And now Ryan Bertrand. It's Ryan Bertrand with a shot. And Kasper Schmeichel with another save. And they haven't cleared the danger just yet. Here's Torres. Torres has nipped it away from St. Ledger. Good Chelsea pressure. Torres with a cross. Too long for Sturridge, who got a touch to it. Done well here, Daniel Sturridge. Mata. We come to Mikel. In turn now for Cahill. Gary Cahill. Mata on the back of his heel and bounces away.
You can hear the crowd. Go on, shoot, go on. They want something to happen. And that's the great thing for a football crowd.
Dyer now has got Gallagher free for Leicester. Good game now. It's Paul Gallagher. That's Konchesky with him, but away will come bossing one here for Chelsea.
Gallagher doesn't look to be in too much comfort right now. Down holding his Achilles, I think.
The play stops pretty swiftly, and Gallagher now will get the medical attention.
Just whether he caught himself or was caught. See, just as he turns inside here. Oh, maybe it's the knee. It's clutching the front of his knee. When he stops, maybe something's just decided it didn't like it.
Messrs Pearson and Craig Shakespeare in conversation. Craig Shakespeare would have scored a League Cup goal for Walsall versus Chelsea some 28 years ago and rates that as his best career goal. That's his assistant boss.
Gosh. Remember Craig many years ago.
West Brom was the club where he's perhaps best known. Also Sheffield Wednesday. But I think we saw yesterday, Gary, the medical staff really are the unsung heroes of a team in many ways, aren't they?
You know, the St John's ambulance men, all the paramedics, going to be the butt of jokes for years on years on years, but yesterday was a most definite example of why they're there and why they are vital. I mean, there is a story that one of the Spurs fans has come down from the crowd. He was a cardiologist and ran onto the pitch. There's things like that. The family of football comes together.
Well, Gallagher is back rather gingerly on his feet, but can he continue? We'll have to wait and see. But Chelsea here, 2 goals up. First goal to go for Cahill.
I don't think that was a count for the knees. I think that was given 2 minutes. We'll see how he goes. Well, if he's limping like that, I dare say he won't be running too quickly. So Nigel Pearson's got to think about who he wants to make a replacement.
I guess either Ben Marshall or Jeffrey Schlupp would be the obvious ones. Marshall, who they signed from Stoke in January, and Schlupp is a German-born Ghana international, but has come through the Leicester Academy. Got a key goal too in that win over Birmingham in midweek. Schlupp to take his tally to the season for Leicester to 6. There's Ivanovic, who got the goal to win that European tie in midweek, the extra time goal against Napoli to seal a 4-1 success. Here's Sturridge. Sturridge for Torres. Torres with Konchesky. There's Stuart Pearce on the extreme left of your picture. Gary Lineker on the extreme right. Former England teammates, of course, in years gone by.
Interesting they let a man so synonymous with Nottingham Forest, i.e. Stuart Pearce, in what looks like the Leicester director's box.
Absolutely, yeah. Stuart Pearce, of course, the England caretaker. We saw the defeat to the Dutch last month.
The new must-have manager, the caretaker. Chelsea have got one, England have got one.
It's catching, isn't it?
Be careful where you throw it.
It's Ivanovic hit long here towards Fernando Torres. Defender is Wes Morgan this time. Dyer for Leicester. Wellens.
Roy Dyer looks like he's popped up on his right-hand side in replacement for Gallagher. Let's find out if they are making a switch. No, we're not. Gallagher's back on. With a limp.
This is Sol Bamba, who is an Ivory Coast teammate of Messrs Kalou and Didier Drogba.
Yeah, you saw Bamba chatting away with Kalou before kick-off.
Here's Mata, Juan Mata, on for Salomon Kalou, and Kalou still. And well into away from his own goalkeeper Schmeichel, but has won the goal kick off Kalou.
I think a dear friend of mine would have asked one question of Salomon Kalou: how much time do you want? That should have been dispatched, and Kasper Schmeichel should have been picking a third out of his neck.
Well, half an hour gone. Chelsea at the moment looking relatively comfortable at 2-0 against the only team left in the FA Cup from outside the Premier League, Leicester City. A team who have lost more FA Cup finals than any other team without winning the trophy. 4 defeats in finals, 3 came in the 1960s. Away by Ivanovic here for Chelsea.
There's communication there, because that ball was easily going to bounce through to Petr.
Morelch into Kalou, and now it's Mikel. Morelch, offside flag here against Mata.
A bit disappointing for Mata. He should be drifting in there late rather than appearing there stationary in an offside position.
St. Ledger. Goes now for Sol Bamba. This is Nugent now, works the ball wide for Konchesky, but too much power on the ball there from Nugent.
Yeah, he's got his head down, Nugent, when he passes that. Doesn't even look at Konchesky in his run. A little bit too hurried.
So Chelsea looking to book their place in the last 4 of the FA Cup with Budweiser again. Very strong in the first half performance, full of belief so far, which is a far cry from their pre-Di Matteo form.
Well, as we say, at 2-0, that's the next goal. That'll be the vital one. If Leicester get it, game changer.
This is Nugent. Nugent now for Jermaine Beckford. From 20 yards out, pulls it wide.
Yeah, you've got to be working Petr. And the opportunities have arisen for Leicester. That can't be denied. Just quality of finish not quite enough to break the deadlock as far as they're concerned. But put themselves in that position and continue to do so, just might change, and it's enough time before the break for that to happen.
Chelsea have never lost a FA Cup tie to Leicester City. 4 wins and 2 draws in FA Cup meetings down the years. Had a glimpse there, I think, of Chelsea chief exec Ron Gourlay among those in the director's box. Of course, the search for the new boss goes on. Well, Di Matteo may not be Mr. Right, but he is Mr. Right now with Chelsea, and this would be a 4th win in a row for him, which would be a tremendous start.
How long have you been waiting to say that? How long? Go on.
Not saying. Here's Mikel for Kalou. St. Ledger through now to Jermaine Beckford, who couldn't quite catch the shooting chance.
Oh, I tell you what, that Gary Cahill's put himself in all sorts of trouble.
And here now is Neil Downs for Leicester. And Neil Downs goes mighty close there to 2-1, checking the way.
Cahill does brilliantly to get in the way and deny Beckford, then completely coughs it up. And that is nothing but a superb save from Czech.
That could have been, as Gary said, a game-changing moment had that been 2-1, but it stays 2-0 now, and Gallagher with this Leicester corner. In by Gallagher.
Oh, that's disappointing from Leicester's point of view, that it's run that far out and has gone that far back.
Konchesky with Sol Bamba, who had stayed in the mix. Gallagher away by Kalou this time for Chelsea, but this another good spell by Leicester.
And as we said, when you have these spells against teams like Chelsea, you've got to come away with a goal. You've got to have something to show for it, because it's going to be a tough place to get anything.
Well, the Foxes' last win here was in the Premier League 12 years ago. Under Martin O'Neill, goals from Muzzy Zid and Stan Collymore in a 2-0 Leicester win. This is Downs. teams last met here in a League Cup tie some 5 years ago. That finished 4-3 Chelsea, a Frank Lampard hat-trick and 1 goal for Andrei Shevchenko on that occasion.
Oh, he's asked an awful lot of Nugent there to get in behind Ivanovic. Well, they don't mind playing it around at the back today, do they, Chelsea? Which I think is risky. You know, they've nearly come foul of it already in this game, and I think something they'd want to continue in future fixtures.
There's big games upcoming we've already alluded to. This is Juan Mata for Chelsea. Torres takes over, back on here for Juan Mata. And Schmeichel there tries to prevent the corner.
They're trying to set each other up, Mata and Torres. They've got their own little game going on there, haven't they? At least it looks like that. Alan Birchinall, former
legend,
Leicester and Chelsea legend, is he not?
The Birch.
Yes, great character.
Kelly now for Bertrand. Now it's Beckford, but Cahill gets a toe to that one for Chelsea. Paul Konchesky now tries to get Nugent away, but Bosingwa is in the way. Well, Chelsea have certainly been given 1 or 2 warning signs by Leicester in this first half so far. 2-0, but there have been openings, there have been moments for the team from the second tier of the Championship. Wellens with Torres.
Let the bite a bit.
Stands. Torres was sent off here, of course, this season, a game against Swansea for a rather rash challenge way back in the early weeks of the campaign. St Ledger and now Wellens, and taking over now here is Wes Morgan. Dyer. Dyer for Leicester. Now Wes Morgan, a big centre half here, tries to release Gallagher.
Yeah, good luck with that pass. He's limping a bit, isn't he? But he's a tough kid, Wellens. He's not going to want to show that. Check just nose, yeah. You know what? We've had a little spell where we're under pressure. There's Mr. Pearce sending out the one at a time. Don't be greedy. Don't tell your mum or you won't get any dinner.
Absolutely, you'll ruin your dinner. Well, Torres, as in midweek, has had moments of looking pretty sharp in this first half. Taken up at half-time in the last FA Cup tie here against Birmingham.
Well, I think if the scoreline gets to 3, maybe 4 pretty soon, then RDM's going to turn around and say, right, you and you, park up. This job's done, we don't need to run you into the ground.
This is St Ledger.
I mean, that game at the Etihad against Manchester City on Wednesday is of incredible significance in the English programme.
And Spurs here next Saturday. Here's Fernando Torres in the here and now for Chelsea. Fernando Torres looks for Kalu.
Undercooks it to me, Torres, doesn't put enough on it.
Mikel. Mata's dancing feet here for Chelsea, up against Gallagher. Tries the give and go there with Mikel. Dyer though escapes his challenge and now will break away for the Foxes. Beckford turns smartly.
And he does that, he does turn well, Beckford, give him his due. That's why he's so dangerous in the box. You can give him possession to his feet and he'll find himself a way out.
Ivanovic. Didn't work out for Beckford in the Premier League with Everton last year, did it?
No, it didn't. Sometimes that does happen at clubs. There's a number of strikers who've found it difficult in the Premier League and gone on to other clubs and been successful. I'll give you one, Diego Forlan.
Yes, perhaps the example of a player who didn't work out for one club, went somewhere else and flourished. The best player of the last World Cup, of course, with Uruguay.
See, I love teeing you up. You're just a stat factory, aren't you?
He's done a good year, though, with Inter in...
That's some injuries, isn't he?
Yeah. In Spain, yes, Diego Forlan was really at home. Here's Wes Morgan. Chelsea 2, Leicester 0. And the team from the second tier find at least a goal to cling on to here before half-time at Stamford Bridge. Nugent. Konchesky. Wellens dummy, a clever one here now to Paul Gallagher. Gallagher still for Leicester. Gallagher's shot deflects off Cahill. That'll be a corner.
And he always looks like trying to cut back onto his right foot, but then when he cuts onto his left, knows he can't pull the trigger with it and has to come back onto the right. It's lucky from Cahill because that definitely on the edge of the area with an arm, although he does bring them into his chest.
Well, a corner ball for Leicester, 5 minutes of this first half to play.
Good time to get a goal if you're a Fox.
Isn't it just? A fox in the box required here. Gallagher.
May not be on corner duty in the second half.
It's two real stinkers from Gallagher in this first half. Konchesky. He's back to Downs, who's had Leicester's best chance in this half, and here's Downs again. He's accelerated, just put away by Cahill for a corner.
It's not the first time there's a last-ditch intervention from Cahill. Just shows you they've got it about them, Leicester. They've just got to keep pursuing it.
They have been in the league this season, really inconsistent. They can produce great results, Leicester, but they can have some shockers as well.
Yeah, Paul Gallagher being relieved of corner duty for the time being.
And this time Konchesky, FA Cup final scorer for West Ham 6 years ago against Liverpool in Cardiff. Konchesky's corner sent in.
It's a great block from Torres, you know.
And here Torres made a break. Mata is ahead of him. Torres may go alone. He's got Callow arriving as well. Mikel outside of it. Mikel's cross. Awkward header away, comes back out to Chelsea possession. And now they'll build again. Bertrand the square option. That's Sturridge, deflection. Off some ledger this time.
I'm sure Bertrand's happy with the fact that Sturridge uses him as a decoy, having bust a gut to go 60 metres on the outside. I thought Sturridge would have gone for the heart, really gone at that defence. There we go.
And Gallagher coming off. And coming on here is fullback Louis Peltier, the player they bought from Huddersfield Town of League One in the summer.
Player with Champions League experience, if I'm not mistaken.
Liverpool, yeah.
Yes. That's it. That's my stat.
Well done.
Going home now. You're on your own.
Peltier, he's had a good season with Leicester. Had a good game I saw in the FA Cup round 3 with Forest. Sent a great cross into one of the Beckford goals in that game back in January. Peltier now on to resume his position in that Leicester penalty area. Juan Mata's corner towards Fernando Torres. Dan's in the way to clear for Leicester. Throwing for Chelsea. Can they find a third goal here before half-time? Can this man find it? Torres. Goes back to Wellens here. Konchesky. And again here, Paul Konchesky. Get the cross in too. Just comes off Basingwa. And Chelsea able to repel the danger. And now Mikel and Torres. And here comes the Chelsea break beginning to form.
Almost.
Peltier. Neil Dance. Now Morel's got an important foot in there for Chelsea. Now Mikel will try and get them going forward. Mikel for Salomon Kalou. Still Kalou. Knocked away by Sol Bamba this time. Goes back to Mikel again though. Bertrand. Kalou. Inside now the last minute of the first half regulation time. There's been one stoppage for Gallagher in this first half, so I guess a minute or two to play still. Here's Basingwa. He's back now to Juan Mata. Mikel Morelsch. It's a good and lengthy spell of Chelsea possession now as they look to head into half-time.
Leicester discipline there, worked hard as a unit, didn't get broken up, kept the shape at the back, which is why they've got possession.
Inside the first of 2 minutes of first half added time. Well in tune with the dynamics. Gary, first half thoughts on this first half, and there's Boris Becker, I think, and what we've seen of Chelsea so far.
Comfortable. Took a sprint lead, came out, got 2 goals, and from then on in they've been in control of the game. Just a little bit of slack around their own 18-yard area, that would concern me if I was RDM. Apart from that, it's been quite simply almost easy.
There's Dans, and then Peltier and Nugent. And Wellens to send the cross in. Out comes Czech. He's had an immaculate first half, Chelsea's goalkeeper.
Not really going to trouble Chelsea or their goalkeeper with a delivery like that.
Torres and Morgan came together that time. Leicester quick to get Konchesky away. Paul Konchesky. Jermaine Beckford with Branislav Ivanovic. And Mikel. Last minute of first half added time. A touch there from Sturridge. Gets the return as well.
And the crowd are just desperately wishing for things like that to happen and come off and end up in a goal. They want to be entertained. They feel it's the kind of day for Chelsea to do that.
Konchesky. There's a will to win and win well today for Chelsea. Here's Nugent, pulls back.
Always a difficult one because Nugent zips this back. Little ball in from Konchesky, splits the 2 defenders. Good run from Nugent, has a quick look. When it comes back to Dyer, it's quite pacey. And you notice that Dyer's beyond the near post. It's always going to be very difficult with him stretching to get that on target.
Final seconds of this first half, which now is over. Lee Kirby's whistle brings to a close the first half. Bossed by Chelsea, a first Chelsea goal for Fabrice Muamba's former Bolton teammate Gary Cahill. Salomon Kalou then placed a second soon after, as Chelsea began this half really well. And those 2 goals have given them at this stage already 1 foot firmly at Wembley and a place in the semis of this year's FA Cup with Budweiser. Half-time score here at Stamford Bridge then. It's Chelsea 2, Leicester City 0. Torres still waiting, but that first half did have moments, did look sharp. Now you'll see Malouda come off to come back on again. It's Mata who's made way. Gary O'Reilly, you said that there might be a case now for resting 1 or 2 Chelsea players with big league games in the days ahead.
Yeah, they'll feel the game is under control, and you know, an asset like Juan Mata must be given that chance to rest. Just thinking for Torres, a lot of that activity was between Mata and himself, so that might just be a little bit of an issue for him in terms of goal getting. We shall see.
Leicester will start this second half, then chasing the tie, chasing their last FA Cup semi-final, which was 30 years distant. Last FA Cup final was 1969 for the Foxes, and to reach another, a long way away from doing that. 2 goals down here to Chelsea, chasing a 4th win in 4 games post Andre Villas-Boas. It has been another re-energised and reinvigorated Chelsea display so far from the players in blue.
But interesting, at half-time you saw those stats. Chelsea 10 shots at goal, Leicester 10 shots at goal, so they've got to be mindful.
It's only Dans here hit the target though for Leicester. First a very good save from Chet, but Leicester, as Gary says, did make openings in that first half. Here they come now looking for one in the second early on. It's Nugent. Dans had a good first half, did Dans. from Blackburn and Colchester and Birmingham Crystal Palace. Playing more centrally now with Leicester than he has in his previous clubs.
I thought very hard of him at Crystal Palace, I know that for sure. Club before Leicester. Just again, that little bit of risk-taking at the back for Chelsea. You know, that's why Leicester had as many shots as they did.
It has been a good display by Chelsea, but at times a fallible one, that's for sure. There's Bosingwa into Daniel Sturridge. Konchesky for Leicester. Knocked away by Bosingwa again. Here's Salomon Kalou. And fights to win the ball back, and St Ledger now finds Wes Morgan. Czech's first action of the second half is to come and gather well. He's got the armband today in John Terry's absence.
He's got to be sharp there, Czech, because it's Lloyd Dyer who's been pushed through there, and he is quick.
Torres up against Konchesky, his former Liverpool teammate last season. Here's Fernando Torres. Still Torres. Peltier forward, and now Beck will try and accelerate away and give Ivanovic a problem or two, but Ivanovic does well to recover.
He does. Turned well, Ivanovic, understood the situation.
It's Malouda. And Sturridge, and here now goes Ryan Bertrand, Ashley Cole's deputy.
Just thought when Bertrand made that run, Sturridge could have slipped him through a little bit sooner than he did.
So Chelsea seeking a third goal, surely a tie-clinching goal here. This is Malouda. Still Flor Malouda. Can he get the cross in here? Malouda is up against St Ledger. Oh, Dan's there in a muddle in his own box. Cahill keeping up here for Chelsea. It's Ivanovic, and they'll reset and reboot from the back here now with Bosingwa. Ramorelj. The pace of Sturridge. Out of play.
Just need Chelsea to get in control of this game, get their third goal, and then Di Matteo can make the changes that I'm sure he's very keen to make before the hour mark.
It's that game the Etihad on Wednesday, a huge league game away at Manchester City. Then Spurs come here in the Barclays Premier League as well on Saturday. And it's a trip to the Estadio da Luz, Lisbon, the first leg of their Champions League quarter-final away to Benfica. Ramirez and David Luiz will face former friends and colleagues. Here's Konchesky. Malouda got in the way there for Chelsea, but this is Richie Wellens. Now Salomon Kalou, he's got Torres ahead. Bertrand on the left-hand side is bursting the gut to get forward here. Now they use him. Ryan Bertrand for Chelsea. Bertrand still, it's a super run here. In goes the cross for Sturridge. It'll stay alive here with Chelsea. Support from Ramorelj. Sturridge, little shimmy, and Konchesky's tackle is deemed okay.
Now Chelsea is stretched.
By Nugent. And Beckford's back heel touch. It's the applause from his strike partner, but doesn't find him.
Just going there with those two attacks has opened right up. Just interesting, Ryan Bertrand has made big efforts to get down that left-hand side. He's been very game. Is it that cold? No, surely not. Maybe it is for some. But it's, and invariably, once a player does that, you've got to utilise him. You've got to keep him. It's not on the same page there, are they? St Ledger and Beckford. When Bertrand makes those runs, you've got to keep him involved in the game, because it's a vital part of how Chelsea play.
There's Ivanovic. Long ball forward now, and it's well taken in here by Flor Malouda. It's Malouda! Schmeichel saves. Might break for Torres here, not quite. And Konchesky is able to clean up here for Leicester.
Oh, when you're Fernando Torres, this luck just doesn't seem to go your way. It comes off of Schmeichel, but it goes too far away for you, and you've even anticipated the fact it might get spilt.
say that goals would come for Torres at some point. Not today, though. There's St Ledger. Stayed in play, couldn't quite find Lloyd Dyer. Now away will come Chelsea with Mikel, who's taken a risk there with Dans snapping away at him.
Neil Dan's got a point, doesn't do too much wrong for my mind. I thought Mikel, if anything, just a wee bit complacent.
Kalu tries to release some Sturridge on this right-hand side for Chelsea. Schmeichel quickly sets Paul Konchesky in motion. Into the last campaign on loan with Forest alongside Wes Morgan. That's Nugent and Beckford's improvisation. Nugent was in there and it's scuffed away.
It was good improvisation.
Torres now for Daniel Sturridge in the centre from Malouda and Fernando Torres in Chelsea blue. This is Daniel Sturridge. And it was Sturridge until he rather overcooked things and has to have bodies in the way to clear that.
And a couple of teammates of it have just turned away and just muttering the odd word to themselves.
There's Raul Morelch and Bosingwa with a deep cross towards Kalu. So Ledger's missed kick is going to get Kalu in business here now for Chelsea. Backup option is Mikel and Malouda and Raul Morelch. It's a fairly open game in the second half as Leicester try and chase it and Chelsea try and pick off the gaps, which Leicester will inevitably leave. This is Kalu. That's given away. St Ledger with the Leicester counter. Paul Konchesky, FA Cup runner-up with West Ham United 6 years ago in the last of the Cardiff FA Cup finals. Here's Richie Wellens. For Dyer through the centre.
The idea was right, it was just never executed in a way that was going to give Dyer a chance to get on the end of it. Just too close to Cahill, who was easily read.
Mikel again rather dwells on the ball, and this time Wellens gets close to him. Torres led up by big Wes Morgan into Salomon Kalou, and Torres now will take up the cudgels for Chelsea. Comes back to Raul Morelch. And now from Malouda. It's Malouda, space to go into here for Malouda. He went for the near post gap and couldn't find it.
Yeah, you saw Malouda, once he stands up, his first defender, there's a big space in behind, which I thought he was going to try and exploit quickly.
Wellens working tirelessly and tirelessly for Leicester, and there's a challenge with Ivanovic, and Wellens has won the ball, and then Ivanovic, I think, maybe it's given away a free kick.
Yeah, the referee will have seen that as him bundling over Wellens. Good competitive nature from the Leicester player. Look, does not want to relinquish possession, and then Ivanovic gives him an arm for his troubles.
Well, Chelsea 2 and Leicester 0, but this free kick offers a little base camp to build from here for those Foxes fans.
Well, they've got precious else to cling to right now.
As at Norwich in round 5, they've travelled here in decent number, making decent noise too. Can their team give them a reward here and perhaps spark a comeback? It's danced towards the far post area, met by Cahill and cleared by Torres.
They haven't made the best of Sol Bander's presence up there from set plays, Leicester today.
There's a tumble in the box. Referee had a good view of that, but Wes Morgan was, I think, being rather speculative to make the inquiry that time.
Yeah, I'd be extremely surprised if the referee had given that.
Leicester did win away to Premier League Norwich, as I mentioned, in round 5. In round 3 they won with a replay an East Midlands derby against Nottingham Forest and beats Paul Di Canio's Swindon Town of League 2 in round 4. That's Malouda, and that's Morgan for Leicester. Won the FA Cup, Leicester. They have, of course, won the League Cup in the not too distant past with Martin O'Neill. Malouda. Chelsea's stellar recent FA Cup form is continuing here. They did lose, though, in round 4 as the holders on spot kicks to Everton last season. And of course, for a 5th semi-final in 7 seasons, Chelsea, in this Emirates Cup competition. Another game in a lull as Chelsea just keep the ball and really try and conserve energy. And thoughts ahead to Wednesday. Cahill through here, and Torres is onside. Fernando Torres towards Sturridge. Torres there, could he have gone alone? Could he have gone for God himself there, Gary? Should he have done?
No, I think he's got to square it for Sturridge, and he just acknowledges the fact it wasn't a great ball for Sturridge. It's behind him. It's an extremely tight angle, so the best pass is definitely one for Sturridge, but it just goes, like I say, behind.
Chelsea corner. Here it comes. Ivanovic up there this time.
Standing jump again, always difficult to get that purchase into your header.
And of course, the search is on for Chelsea's next full-time boss. There has been backing from one or two famous faces from Chelsea's past for the current man, Roberto Di Matteo, not least from the manager who won the FA Cup in '97, Ruud Gullit, and also Gianfranco Zola.
So in other words, old teammates.
Sure, yes. So Glenn Hoddle said he thinks Di Matteo's worth a punt.
I think the way things panned out at West Brom will be in the thinking of the hierarchy at Chelsea, which doesn't make Roberto Di Matteo a bad manager. You just think about what happened the last time he was in the post. We shall see.
As he has managed West Brom, and before that the MK Dons. But of course the Chelsea job is a whole different league to that. Here's Wellens now for Nugent. Still Dave Nugent here, gets the ball in too, and there's half a chance. Both Dans and Becker, they went for the same ball almost in the centre. As Mikel comes away.
Or not, as the case may be. Wellens had a hug around the waist.
Heading up towards the hour point in this FA Cup quarter-final. This is Bertrand, who's had a busy game at left-back. Bertrand's cross, here's Fernando Torres! Torres! Oh, it won't fall from with it. In the way was Konchesky this time, and the danger is gone.
I think had Konchesky not gone in the way, that would have missed the target anyway. That looked as if it sliced off the outside of his boot and was going high and wide. Just wondering, did he try and make too certain? I can see why he's cut inside, but he's leaning back. Konchesky dives in front, forces him to hit underneath it.
That's Malouda, and now Mikel. Bertrand. Salomon Kalou, Fernando Torres. This is Fernando Torres now for Raul Morelch. Blocked away. But Chelsea come again now with Bosingwa.
They've huffed and puffed Chelsea around that 18-yard area, haven't they? You think sooner or later they will get a third.
But who'll be the goal scorer? This is Branislav Ivanovic. Half an hour of the FA Cup tie to play as Chelsea go long towards Fernando Torres. Half an appeal. Michael has it.
It's a good pick from Ivanovic. You know, those sort of passes. Criticised for being a long ball, but when you can dissect the defence as simply as that, why not do it?
Nugent takes on Bosingwa and Raul Morelch. This is Dave Nugent now, involves St Ledger here from right back. St Ledger, Richie Wellens. Dyer's cross, Mikel's touch, Leicester's corner, and a chance here for them.
Mikel just seems to hang a boot at this. Very casual.
Those Leicester fans who hear behind that goal in tremendous voice. They'd raise the noise levels further should their team find a way back in here. Every Leicester ticket sold for this FA Cup quarter-final. Konchesky corner here for the Foxes. Bamba being watched by Gary Cahill. In by Konchesky. Again, a corner which hasn't beat the first defender.
Nigel Pearson will be very disappointed. His side's corners have been so poor.
Here goes Malouda. Now it's Bossingwa, first-time cross. And the defender's touch. Is that going to be a corner?
Oh,
Indeed, yeah. Play goes on here. Nugent for Leicester. Away from Elmer Welsh. Nugent here sees the goal before him, but getting back there was Elmer Welsh, who then takes a gamble.
Yes, didn't he?
There has been today by Chelsea some pretty casual play in their own final third, it's fair to say, I think.
Absolutely. I wonder would it have been any other opposition whether they played this way. Not so sure.
Fernando Torres. Torres now into Malouda. Schmeichel's ball. And Schmeichel's throw there, like father like son, sets Dyer away. Dyer going at Cahill. Dyer still with Leicester's best second half opening so far.
His pace puts him in this position. I'm just wondering, does Beckford make the most of this? Could Beckford get on the end of this? What is a cross come shot? No chance, fair enough. Check no, didn't he? Check no.
One change of pace first. Jeff Schlupp, the Ghanaian international striker, will come on for Leicester. Only 19.
Some ledges off.
So the right back, yes, is the player sacrificed here. So Ledger makes way for Schlupp. 6 goals so far. Scored in that win over Birmingham on Tuesday in the Championship. Kalu is the player to make way for Chelsea. Michael Essien still on his way back really from that long-term knee injury he got in pre-season, will come on now.
I just feel, is this a lockdown from Di Matteo? As he said, right, doesn't look as if we need to worry about Leicester scoring, but we're just going to make sure.
We shall see. This is Dans and Wellens. So the man who scored Chelsea's second goal has been given a breather. This is Nugent, who's had a busy and industrious second half. The FA Cup winner with Portsmouth under Harry Redknapp 4 years ago. Stands and now Konchesky. Sol Bamba. Bamba's slalom brings nothing but a Chelsea throw-in. Sturridge has been bright in this game today, but hasn't got a goal to his name so far. Torres too has looked brighter. There is Fernando Torres now to Daniel Sturridge. Escapes Wellens. Malouda with him. This is Sturridge. It's still Sturridge over the crossbar.
It must be difficult to play with Sturridge because you're thinking, is he going to give me a pass? I'll get in that position. Pass doesn't come, he takes the shot. And then he does it over and over again. In the point then, you don't make that run. Very difficult. And he'll know, he'll want this job done at 3-0. He didn't want to be coming up to the 70th, 75th minute and still staring down 2-0.
FA Cup winner 97-2000 for Chelsea, Di Matteo. Scored the last winning FA Cup final goal at the old Wembley against Aston Villa back in 2000. Here now is Bossingwa. Ivanovic on a charge, on a mission here, the big Serbian. Ivanovic couldn't quite pick out Malouda to his left or Sturridge. Or Morgan in the middle.
On his right. Who might well have benefited from a pass like that.
Torres here will chase this one there with Kasper Schmeichel. The two Chelsea players maybe haven't made the best decisions in key areas in the final third of this match, I'd say, Gary.
Be fair assessment of some of them, not all.
Here now Out comes Bertrand, who's had a very impressive game, but then with a challenge which will bring about a free kick for Leicester City.
Bertrand's not had a great deal to deal with in terms of one-on-one, so he's been allowed to drive forward with overlaps and quite a lot of territorial gains in the sense of, as we've seen with Ashley Cole, he's just not had the responsibility of marking, so he's been able to drift forward.
Dyer robbed by Mikel, now Essien, Malouda. Bosingwa. Torres, Sturridge, Torres, or rather this now is Ramos, I should say, into Fernando Torres! Yes! The wait over 24 hours of playing time is over. Fernando Torres wears that broad grin. It took a while, it took a long while for truth, but Torres has scored for Chelsea after that long run back to October.
Been a time of change at Chelsea, to be fair, the last couple of weeks, and now we've seen this one. For that young man, I do hope, yes, there's a respect. He knows he's had a great deal of support through a barren spell. Doesn't have to be goal of the season, just has to cross the line. Not quite mission accomplished, but let's just say, as you would put it, base camp has been achieved.
It has. Torres finds the net and makes it 3, and now Chelsea surely on course for the semi-finals. And for this man, a huge weight is off those Spanish shoulders. Well, the club did say in this game, re-energised, and maybe a player in Torres will now begin to believe a little more as the old guard get warm. Frank Lampard, Didier Drogba. John Terry with a broad grin behind as well.
Yeah, the manager can afford to joke at 3-0 up.
Check. Sets Chelsea away again, and here goes Daniel Sturridge again. In the centre, Torres. I guess they've had buses. Leg for one, and here is Torres! Just over the top. Nearly a double whammy from Fernando Torres.
Oh, come on, a hat-trick. Let's not mess about, let's just get a hat-trick. And he comes almost within a whisker of a second here. No hesitation, no thought, just react. That's where he's been brilliant in the past. Maybe he's got his mojo back.
Be a fairly cold-hearted person not to wish him well and to wish him back to his very best, Torres, and maybe 1 or 2 signs in the last 3 or 4 games that Torres is beginning to find his feet at Chelsea.
Excuse me, I'm a defender. Goes against every fibre in my being. But, yes, we'll have to play against him. Not a problem, I wish him well.
Here goes Torres. Torres against Peltier. You just sense when he gets the ball, the fans are willing him to score now, and there's the header from Sturridge this time, which is just wide of Schmeichel's goal.
They are. You saw the reaction from the fans, and you saw then the respect paid back from Torres. Now, the fans have picked up on this sense of change. All of a sudden, they've seen their manager go, someone new come in, and all of a sudden things turn round. There is such a different vibe in the bridge right now.
Amazing what, in the space of 4 games, the difference that can make. For individuals, for teams, for players, for the whole club, Chelsea lifted massively. And today, of course, worth saying, there's no John Terry, there's no Lampard, there's no Drogba on the field.
No Cole.
No Ashley Cole either.
It's depth. Chelsea, you're looking at yourself as being one of Europe's, one of the world's biggest clubs. Well, you can't say that if you've got threadbare talent. Your squad's got to be deep and strong, and it's got it.
Chesky. Oh, it's Louis Dyer for Leicester. Led up by 3 in Chelsea blue. Inside the game's last 20 minutes, Chelsea 3 goals up here on Leicester. This is Wes Morgan. Neil Dance. Beckford, who's been very quiet in the second half, the man with 5 FA Cup goals this season, a record he holds with both Matt Tubbs of Crawley and Ched Evans of Sheffield United this season.
Yeah, well, look where he is. He's in his own half with the ball because he's not seen anything in the second half.
Here's Schlupp. Schlupp with Bertrand, and the Ghanaian gets away. Made his Ghana debut back in November. He is German-born here, Jeff Schlupp. And the cross sent in towards Beckford, looking for that 6th FA Cup goal this season. Now Sturridge lights the fires. Sturridge. Nugent for Leicester. Nugent towards Beckford. Safety first, Ivanovic behind for Leicester's corner.
I think Nugent trips. I might be proven wrong.
Can the Foxes here find 1 goal back to give them something to cling on to?
Right, let's have a different corner taker.
And now Dans is on that Leicester corner. Dans with a better ball this time towards Beckford. It's knocked away, and here's Sturridge.
Now they're open again.
This is Torres. Torres held up by Sol Bamba. Now he involves Michael Essien. Essien urged to shoot by the Chelsea fans, instead tried to find Malouda.
Has he scored for Chelsea, Michael Essien?
He has, but not for an awful long while. Last goal, November 2010 against Fulham here. Injury, of course, in the meantime.
Absolutely. But he's not what you might call prolific.
No.
Highly rated, but not prolific as a goal scorer.
This is Schlupp. Oh, it breaks in for Beckford. Oh, check again for Chelsea. Well, this game has made 2 stellar saves, and that clean sheet staying firmly intact.
You know what? This is exceptional. Great save before from Dans in the first half. This one too, letting Ivanovic. What great defending. Straight in the pocket, just chests it back to check.
Welch and Bossingwa. Here's Essien. Sturridge gets the ball back via Schlupp. Now a Sturridge slalom for Chelsea. Torres ahead. Raul Morelch.
He's been in a few of those, hasn't he, Sturridge?
This is Ryan Bertrand. Lots of blue shirts forward here. Here's Torres. Torres with Wes Morgan. Morgan there was the bulldozer, the battering ram to almost go through Torres. Here there is Malouda, referee, let's play go. Sturridge and Torres in each other's way. Offside.
Well, Linesman's convinced he's seen something.
That's not Ken Bates, by the way.
No, it's not.
Off comes Wednesday's hero, the match winner against Napoli, Branislav Ivanovic, to a warm ovation, and on will come David Luiz. He'll face his former club Benfica in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah, like we said, asset management, first Mata, then Kalou, now Ivanovic.
It's a scuffer.
Excuse me, across the line, job done.
They all count, yeah, but Torres off the mark for the first time since October.
Yeah.
October the 19th here against Racing Genk in the Champions League.
Doesn't matter, it doesn't have to win goal of the season. Oh, that's overcooked from Essien. It's a great run, the space is there. Just a little bit too much pace on it.
They put 4 past Pompey here in FA Cup round 3 this season. 3 of those goals came pretty late. Wellens now sets Dans away. This is Dans who takes it and hits the post, and Beckford has his 6th FA Cup goal this season. Out in front now as this year's top FA Cup marksman. Leicester consolation.
Yeah, it is a consolation prize, and Beckford, fair play, well done, sir. Neil Dans has been exceptional today for me, and this goal is all about what Dans does. Great driving run off the post, and Beckford right place, right time. I think they've deserved a goal today, Leicester, and maybe none more than Neil Dans and Jermaine Beckford. That run of goal scoring in the cup continues.
15 goals in 16 FA Cup ties for Jermaine Beckford, who just loves this competition.
Yeah, those fans deserve something to go home with. Won't be what they came here for, but they'll have something to go home with.
3-1 Chelsea. Just a glimmer for Leicester, perhaps. Here's Nugent. Still Dave Nugent here. If they score again, hold on to your hats. Here's Schlupp.
Well, that would be something.
Malouda. Sturridge towards Torres. Once again driving Leicester on now. He involves Lloyd Dyer here. Dyer for Wellens. And Beckford. Beckford now for Wes Morgan. Lee Peltier. Leicester go away to Blackpool in midweek and then have a home game on Saturday with Nigel Pearson's former club Hull City, as they try and ignite a late charge for a playoff position. 8 points off those playoff places though, with 10 games to play.
Now would be a good time for Leicester to put one of those runs together. Not much left in the season. Did you say 10 games?
10 games, yeah. Peltier. Well, it's Wes Morgan for Leicester. Schmeichel, Ford met there by Bertrand for Chelsea. This is Dans. Sol Bamba. This is Paul Konchesky, and Konchesky's cross towards Beckford. Essien leading each other's way. Here's Dans again, and Schlupp and Dyer. The Welsh back there, and Chelsea survive.
How to live dangerously on the edge of your box.
But not for the first time. Here goes Torres though for Chelsea. Away by Gary Cahill. He got the first goal today for Chelsea.
Those Leicester fans, a sense of anticipation when it goes up the Chelsea end, isn't it?
If they get one back to make it 3-2, still 10 minutes to go. Unlikely, yes, but still not mission impossible. This is Dans for Leicester, who, since they've got one goal, look a different team. Peltier.
Yeah, it's definitely energised them.
Wes Morgan, £1 million buy from Nottingham Forest in January. Here's Beckford now. He's got support from Schlupp and from Dyer. This is Jeff Schlupp. And Beckford, oh, got beneath it, way beneath it.
He's trying to shake that over Schlupp, who's gone down in front of him, around Cech and into the top corner of that far post. And he got it all wrong. It
is Mother's Day, and I dare say Several others have been maybe dragged here for this one today, but
surely not.
I'm sure they got their cards this morning and the presence as well. But this has been, for Chelsea, a decent performance. Maybe one or two areas they can be improving on, but as things stand, safe passage to the FA Cup semi-finals. Wellens and Peltier, and here there is Schlupp and Beckford and Louise got a touch to that. That's a corner.
Well, I thought that Cech and Louise were coming together, and Beckford was just going to have to stab it into an empty net. Is there communication in there? And if there is it being listened to?
Well, this could be a nervy last 8 minutes or so for Chelsea, should Leicester score again here. Dan's with a corner. There's Peltier with a header. Over the top.
That's a gift. It's got under it. Looks like a decent chance for a header. He's got a free header. He's got under it.
His only goal was the debut winner in the M69 derby at Coventry on the opening day. That was for Sven-Göran Eriksen's Leicester. Sturridge just caught there by Konchesky. The change coming here for the Foxes. Konchesky with Torres, and it's going to break here Torres' way. Michael Essien. Damsler leads. Another Leicester counter of some promise here until that final ball.
Quite understand what Neil Dan saw there for that pass, but as is.
It's going to be Ben Marshall coming on, the player they signed for Leicester back in January from Stoke City. Was on loan with Sheffield Wednesday earlier this season in League One. Scored 5 times for them, has yet to score in the colours of his new club Leicester. But a player they rate highly. And the armband goes to Neil Dans now for the Foxes with 7 minutes to play of their FA Cup season, unless they can find a couple of goals from somewhere.
He's covered a lot of ground today for me, Neil Dans. Really been an influential force for Leicester. Just unable to really get the outcome his endeavours have deserved.
Torres away from Marshall, and then away with relative ease from Bamba too. Fernando Torres out to Flor Malouda. Malouda's cross, looking for Torres. Konchesky got it clear. 6 minutes to play at the bridge. Nugent didn't find Marshall. Now here goes Malouda, sets Torres in motion. For Chelsea, Fernando Torres, deflection this time, corner ball.
Well, it looks like he's got his hunger and desire back. What a difference a goal makes.
A Spanish flag in the corner of Stamford Bridge, which Raul Morales goes towards now.
Yeah, just there it is, you can see it.
They want to love him here. Chelsea corner, 3-1 up. Raul Morales, who made the goal for Torres, will take this. There is Torres! 2 goals for the man who couldn't score. Another Morales assist, another Torres finish. And just maybe this is where the Torres-Chelsea story really gets going.
Oh, you're about to believe it. Go on, get a hat-trick. Tell you, it's a good corner, it's a great run, and it is a delicate header. Used to be a player at Tottenham, used to do that many, many years ago, called Alan Gilzine. Very reminiscent. I'm pleased for that man. Been a long, barren spell.
24 games without a goal, now 2 in one half. 4-1 Chelsea. A brace for El Nino. Maybe El Nino beginning to blow a gale again. This is Marshall. Pushed out now to Peltier. Will Torres get one hat-trick chance? I want the Morelsh to release Torres again. Torres against Wes Morgan. Still Torres. He's been caught. Breaks the Sturridge though here now for Chelsea. Sturridge. Still Sturridge. Sturridge. Great footwork, but no cross forthcoming. The cut back. Just cut it back.
Great ability. You know, confidence and belief. And you see Torres is looking, when Sturridge stands him up there here, Konchesky, Torres can't go anywhere because he doesn't know what's going to happen next. But this is just beautiful skill. There, just flick it, left foot, knock it back across.
There's Morgan. There is going to be an offside against Torres, I think. There is 3 minutes left to play. What price a Torres hat-trick here today?
FA Cup. You have
to
just love
the competition.
Yeah.
There's Beckford. Now Ben Marshall.
The dear old girl can bestow some glory on you sometimes.
Absolutely. Chelsea on course for the semis again. There's Peltier and now Lloyd Dyer for Neil Dans. Leicester can take much from their display here today, second half especially. Marshall. Marshall again via Beckford, and Marshall! Oh, how about that? His first Leicester goal is one he and his manager will not forget in a hurry.
Well, there's one to keep watching over and over again. Doesn't matter who you are, you score a goal like this, you don't forget. Trust me, that's stunning. Good movement, plays the 1-2, cuts inside, knows what he wants, and Julie goes and gets it.
It's a 4-2, and Ben Marshall has bagged his first since leaving Stoke for Leicester in January. Cleared by David Luiz. There's Torres. Bertrand.
Just as well Torres does score a brace.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, Leicester, I did say they could be proud of their second half display, and they've got the goals to go with it as well. There's Peltier for Ben Marshall.
The Leicester fans love him. When Marshall had the ball there, shoot.
Well, the last meeting here was 4-3 in the League Cup 5 years ago.
I know you were saying that earlier on, and I thought, I wonder.
They had a Lampard hat-trick on that occasion. Here's Schlupp. Now Marshall. Still Ben Marshall here. And Marshall digs out the cross as well. And there's Nugent. And there's Beckford. And David Luiz with the block. They claim the handball. Nothing given.
Oh, replay please, mister.
Here's Jeff Schlupp. Dyer couldn't get the shot away. Essien to clear for Chelsea, who for a moment there will just be rocking defensively. Torres, good feet. Here he goes, Torres in the centre, Sturridge. For Chelsea, Fernando Torres for Ramirez! And the man who made Torres' 2 goals now has the confident return by the Spaniard. It's 5 for Chelsea. That will see off Leicester. It's another win, 4-4 for RDM, and Chelsea in the second half have found their goal touch, and how
easy it is for Torres to be selfish here. So easy, yet he thinks team. Puts team first and puts his team in a position where basically this game has been done. Knew the option had gone, but sets up Morelish. Oh, I feel for Kasper Schmeichel. He's not had a great deal of chance with any of these.
He scores, as he did in the round 5 replay at Birmingham. 5-2 Chelsea. Peltier, Leicester still come there looking for further goals. This is Ben Marshall, the scorer, perhaps the goal of the day in terms of the aesthetics.
Unless you ask Fernando Torres.
No one will do for him. He's got 2 today, and here now is the ball through from Malouda. Konchesky back to Schmeichel. Still a minute and a half of added time to play.
Yeah, Kasper Schmeichel will be disappointed in front of his dad to concede 5. Goalkeepers, very proud bunch, as you might imagine.
Ben Marshall shrugs off Mikel. Ben Marshall in towards Jeff Schlupp, and Chelsea clear.
He's looked lively since he's come on, Marshall.
Very. Here's Raul Welsh. Is there one last Torres chance in the game, I wonder? Here he is. Now Malouda. A minute to play of added time. Here's Essien.
Get Torres in the 6-yard box, get the ball in there with him, and let the gods decide.
There's Gary Cahill, now David Luiz for Chelsea.
After the game we've had, not 2 minutes of keep ball, please, chaps.
David Luiz heard you, goes long, it's met by Wes Morgan. Essien. Last 30 seconds of added time here. Chelsea seeing out the cup tie, on course for another semi-final. Torres, 15 seconds of the game remain. Michael Essien. This is Malouda, and this is Fernando Torres. But not for long. Added time is all but over as Schmeichel clears, the whistle goes, and Chelsea and Fernando Torres are back in their groove. 5-2 as Torres scores twice, his first goals in 25 games since October the 19th here, and a 5-goal win over Racing Genk in the Champions League. A brace for Torres, maybe his Chelsea career starts here. Leicester rallied well in the second half. Ben Marshall scored a stunning goal to at least spark a late rally and give Chelsea a late scare. But Torres and Chelsea march on to a 5th FA Cup semi-final in 7 seasons. Winners here by 5 goals to 2 against Leicester.